What if I told you that the 9-to-5 job that you're trying hard to desperately quit is the key to your success? Most people think in order to become a millionaire, you need to quit your job, take risk, and hope that magic happens. But the truth is, there are a category of millionaires who actually had a 9-to-5 job. This category includes people like Ali Abdaal, Aimee, the founder of Uyiosa, Simmy Dhillon, the founder of Simmers, and Dr. Ben Maruthappu, who worked as a doctor. Each of the individuals I mentioned had a good job, and if they chose to stay at that job, they could have easily worked their way up the ladder. But they chose to do something different. They leveraged their 9-to-5 job, took the skill sets from it, and built businesses worth millions. So in today's video, I want to explore what they knew that most people don't when it comes to having a 9-to-5 job. And if you haven't met me before, I'm Dr. Uyiosa, a doctor and investor who creates content on how you can use your 9-to-5 to create wealth. So we've been fed this narrative that having a 9-to-5 job is the worst thing in the world. If you have a 9-to-5 job and you haven't got an exit strategy, people look at you with side eyes, they look at you like you're settling, they ask you what you're thinking. It's looked at like a prison. However, the reality is, your job is actually a valuable classroom. Think about it. Depending on what industry you're working and what your job role is, you get to see how products are made, you get to see how customers interact with those products and how customers behave in general. You'll be able to see firsthand how decisions that are made by executives affect a full organization, and you'll be able to see what systems work internally and what systems don't work very well. All of this is valuable information, so valuable that entrepreneurs will pay crazy amounts of money to get this insight, but you actually get that insight for free whilst being paid to do your job. The key thing is you. What is your perception of your 9-to-5? The problem is most people go to work, do the bare minimum and leave. But individuals like your Aimees, your Alis, they go to work and they think about the why is the system happening this way? Why are we utilizing this product? Why have our customers responded how they are? And then they've taken that why and they have leveraged it to solve problems within their industry. So instead of seeing your 9-to-5 job as a cage, you should see it as a lab, a place where you get to test ideas and build on the different hypotheses that you've created. The first person I'm going to start off with is Ali Abdaal. Ali Abdaal is one of the biggest content creators and YouTubers in the productivity space. And for those of you who don't know, he actually is a qualified medical doctor. Ali Abdaal became a millionaire because he leveraged the skills that medicine gave him. Ali Abdaal has shared that he loves explaining things. And as a doctor, he would have spent years breaking down really complex medical conditions into a simple, digestible, understandable format for his patient. These exact skills form the foundation of his YouTube channel. He took something that he was naturally good at, which in this case was teaching, and combined it with things that he was passionate about, such as tech, productivity, vlogs. Then he built systems around it. Instead of creating content, he created a brand. Instead of just sharing ideas, he built digital products, courses, and a media company. And that's the power of leverage. He didn't start from scratch. He started off with the skills he already had and built on it. Ali Abdaal's story shows that your 9-to-5 is actually your training ground and you're not stuck. If anything, you're actually collecting skills which you can use later down the line. So one of the biggest takeaways from Ali Abdaal's story is you can actually use your current role to develop skills which you can transfer later to do other things. The next person I want to talk about is Aimee, the founder of Uyiosa. Aimee's story offers a different perspective on how you should perceive your 9-to-5. Aimee actually had a job at ASOS. For those of you who don't know, ASOS is a global e-commerce clothing brand. She realized in the pandemic that it wasn't for her. So after a year, she did what most people would not dare do, and she quit. And during this time, she knew that she had a burning desire to create her own timeless clothing pieces, but she didn't have any funding for it. So she actually created logos for different companies and was selling them for £10. And at a point, she was making 30 logos a day for different companies. Over time, she was able to save £12,000 from that side hustle, and she used that to create the early signature pieces. And during lockdown, one of their pieces went viral. If I remember correctly, it was their signature blazer that went viral, and since then, the rest has been history. Odd Muse is doing amazingly well with flagship stores in the UK and in the US. One thing we can take away from Aimee's story is your 9-to-5 job can give you insight into the things that you like and the things that you don't like, the problems that you want to solve and the problems that you couldn't care less about, the things that you actually enjoy doing at work and the things that you'd rather give to someone else. Having those insights are super valuable because you can make informed strategic decisions from it. You can use it to decide what career path you want to go down. You can use it to decide what job positions you want to go for, or in Aimee's case, you can use it to quit and do your own thing. A 9-to-5 job offers you a unique experience that you don't typically get otherwise, and that can give you a completely different perspective into who you are, what you're passionate about, and where your interests actually lie. And you never know whether or not you like something until you actually do it. Next is Simmy Dhillon. Simmy Dhillon is the co-founder of Simmers, and if you haven't heard of Simmers, it was actually listed as one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the UK and had an annual turnover of over 36 million in 2025. Simmy Dhillon started Simmers whilst he was in university. He realised that there wasn't a market for young people and young professionals to have tasty, healthy meals as a subscription service. So he actually started off by making food for his friends and was able to scale his business. But what's really interesting is he had an internship at Google, which he later converted to a full-time role, and he actually worked at Google whilst he was building Simmers full-time, and then he quit Google to focus on Simmers. But at the point when he quit, Simmers was already making over £1 million on an annual basis. One takeaway point from Simmy's story is that your 9-to-5 job doesn't need to compete with your side hustle. Most people have an average of 4 hours every evening, depending on what time you go to bed. 4 hours Monday to Friday works out as an additional 20 hours excluding the weekend. If you wanted to, you could put in an additional 30 hours into your side hustle whilst maintaining your full-time job, and you'll realize that it will force you to be more efficient. It will help with your time management skills, and again, these are transferable skills that are really important in the world of business, and it also shows that you can still bootstrap a business in 2025. And the last person that we're going to touch on is Dr. Ben Maruthappu. He is the founder of Sarah, an organization that is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and it was founded in 2016 after his mother had an accident which meant that she fractured part of her back, and he noticed very quickly that it was difficult to arrange in-home care. What I love about Dr. Ben's story is, despite working in the NHS as a medical doctor, he was clearly very passionate about innovation and healthcare policy. One thing that I love about Dr. Ben's approach is, rather than walking away from a system that people think is broken, he combined his medical insights with his strategic insights and personal experience to create Sarah, an organization that has impacted hundreds of people by using technology and data to match carers with patients more efficiently when delivering in-home care. And what's unique about this case study in comparison to the rest is he actually used his 9-to-5 job to understand the problem. He was able to leverage his clinical experience, his personal experience, his policy experience to really get to the heart of why in-home care was so difficult to facilitate, what the barriers were, what the issues were within the system, and was best suited to create a solution that would be able to solve a multifactorial problem. And that's where another insight is revealed. You don't have to quit your 9-to-5 job to be an entrepreneur. You can actually mine it for problems that only an insider in the industry can see, and then solve it better than anyone else can. So the biggest takeaway from his journey is that your job can give you proximity to systems, pain points, and inefficiencies. And rather than complaining complaining about something that's broken, you can actually be the person that is the problem solver and provides a solution to it. So if you're watching this and thinking that your job is holding you back, I want you to reflect on this video, because your job is providing proximity to problems which only you can solve. It's giving you skill set which you can leverage, and it's also providing you with insights of things that you might be interested in and things that you may not be interested in, so you can make more informed decisions about your career as you go further down the line. If there are other cool entrepreneurs that you follow who had a 9-to-5 job that they were doing beforehand, which they later quit, let me know in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can see my latest uploads, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!